What's up, YouTube? It's Frankie here. I want to talk to you guys about morning routines that kind of like are just really ideal for lifestyle design and having a kind of lifestyle agency where you get to hang out at the beach or do whatever that equivalent cool thing is for you. If you want to sit on your ass watching Netflix, that's cool too, but having the choice and not having to do things on everybody else's time where you're, like most people travel, and I mean like just to work back and forth, they have to go all at the same times. The highways are crowded at the same times. They got to eat all at the same time, often not when their body's actually hungry. They have to go to the bathroom when the boss man says it's okay. So I want to talk about the ideal morning routine that lets you really get into the space where it's okay to kind of just live life on your own terms. So let's get into it. I got two little naked bees with me over here. There's Zelda and there's Heidi. So let's do it. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. It's a little Eagles for you guys. I'm always a little bit amazed. It's Friday morning here. We came to the beach before it gets too hot, and there's literally nobody here. I think there's a boat there. My eyesight kind of sucks. But like we have like miles and miles, or kilometers and kilometers for the rest of the world that doesn't use the crappy American system of just beach. Nobody's here. I'll tell you, a big part of that for me is my morning routines. I don't know if any of you guys have read Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning. He says there's 6 things that are basic fundamental things that have proven just to create a great mindset. Oh, look at this little crap in here. So one of those is meditation. Sitting in silence. Another one of those, which can be done with meditation but doesn't have to, is visualizing, kind of like feeling into things. Another one of those is reading and good book. And another one of those is journaling. Another one of those is affirmations. And there's one more, and for the love of all things holy, I'm forgetting it, but you guys can easily look those up. Maybe I'll put them in the description. But I want to tell you guys, I don't do all of these all the time, but I do at least some of them every single day. And the more and more you do this, the more and more you get clear about what it is you want. That's really what you're doing more than anything, is giving yourself something to aim for. South of East running around naked. We're going to go check out the water, actually. There's a lot of seashells here. The more and more you do this, the more and more you'll kind of disconnect from this script that's written for everybody else. So I don't know what it is for you. Where I'm from, Windsor, Ontario, Canada, the unwritten script says you go to school, you go work for one of the car companies, and you spend 35 years doing something you fucking hate so that you can get health benefits. And eventually you can retire, and after 35 years you can do what you really want. Now I actually got that kind of career, and it was like my mom was fucking elated, like, yeah, my son got a job for Ford. And I worked for the Ford Motor Company for a couple years as a supervisor. Ford, I don't know if you guys have heard all the acronyms. Found on roadside dead, fucked on a real deal, forever rusted doors, backwards driver returned on foot. That company. And it was really, like, for real, like career-wise, it's the happiest moment my mom's ever been. I had health benefits. Life was only up from there. And of course I was miserable. And one of the things that was really interesting, I worked in a department with a lot of old people who were 65 years old or approaching 65, and that's the retirement age at this place. And when they retired, they got to finally do what they want. And it was really amazing to me, and I'm sure a lot of it had to do with breathing in fucking toxic chemicals for 35 years and never really having a life otherwise. But probably about 50% of the people in my department who retired died within 1 to 2 years. And it was kind of shocking to see that they had put off living for 35 or 40 years. And when life finally gave them the opportunity to do so, they were out of life. And so I think this is really key, because a lot of times we prioritize only business and not living. And I think it's really important that when you set up your morning routine, that you have a clear picture of like what that actual business is going to do for you. Heidi B running in the water, playing in the beach. And my girls just do not love clothes, by the way. I hope you guys don't mind the toddler nudity. So when you do this right, what you'll find is you become less and less attached to what everybody else says you're supposed to be. And I'll tell you what helps me is to sit down and like really map all this out visually is to break it down into areas of your life. So like one of those is money, one of those is romantic relationship, one of those are like friendships, and one of those are family goals, and one of those are how you want to eat and be healthy. And taking those all and just breaking them down piece by piece, your spirituality, all those kind of things, and getting clear about what you want, and then mentally rehearsing. Now this is something, I don't know if you guys have ever read the book, blank on the name, Dr. Maxwell Maltz, The New Psycho-Cybernetics. This is something that really surprised me is how many of the top people in the world already do this. I don't know if you guys have heard the Jim Carrey story where he manifested $20 million. He actually wrote himself a check for $20 million for acting services and visualized getting paid $20 million, and then he actually got paid that. It took him 5 years to manifest it. And he put the check in his dad's coffin when he died because he was the one who believed him. Hi, Zelda B. Thank you. You ran across the beach to give me a rock. That's kind of like a little piece of coral, actually. Thank you, honey. There's also another one. So I don't know if you guys know Jack Nicklaus. He was like Tiger Woods before Tiger Woods. For those of you who are a little older, you'll know Jack. Jack's the winningest golfer ever, actually. He's the only guy, I believe, that's won more tournaments than Tiger and more majors. And he said he never hit a shot until he could see it in his head first. So he would always close his eyes, picture the shot he wanted to hit, and then hit it. But the mental rehearsal always preceded the actual event. So I know this is a little bit woo-woo, and I don't want to convince you guys, like, you know, a lot of people who, like, study the law of attraction. And I know a few people have interviewed people in the movie, they said wherever they mention action in the movie, they took that out of it because most people don't want to do shit. But it's really the law of like creating that says we're creating our lives. And what that means is there is going to be action as part of it. So I don't want to like convince you guys you can just visualize shit in your head and then the Ferrari's going to magically show up. You still got to walk over and drive to the dealership. But the more and more you get really clear in your head and on point, the more and more you can really live your life. And sometimes it shows up in really spooky ways. So I get a lot of like synchronicities and stuff, personally, like numbers and signs. One of those, I actually had before we moved to Mexico, I had a beach house on my vision board. And when we moved into our recent house, which is actually the third place we've had since being here, we had to move around a little bit, Airbnbs and stuff. And I looked out and I went, holy shit, this is the house. So wanted to share with you guys because morning routines are so key. And a lot of times with travel and stuff, I don't have the same morning routine every single time. Sometimes it's 5-10 minutes, and sometimes I sit there for like 2 hours visualizing. It kind of just depends on what time and space. But I'll tell you the worst morning routine that you can have, and this is what most people do, is pick up your phone and start reacting to all the incoming shit, incoming messages, incoming emails. One of the best things you can do, put your phone in another room to go charge somewhere else, so that the first thing you do when you wake up is not your phone. And I usually put like a book or two beside the bed or my notepad or something like that, and it's a huge game changer. I'm not always perfect. Sometimes I'm a human and I check on the magic toy. Zelda B. Yeah, we got all our toys over there. Well, I'm going to go play with this little bee here, and I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but I think it's really important for you guys, for your long-term success, to really get between your ears right, because 80% of success is really what's between your ears, and 20% of it is your strategy and your action and your plan and all those kind of things. So, hope that's helpful to you guys. I don't know why I turned shadow over here. I guess it's the camera effects. So, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and may the force be with you.